Hey traders, investors, and stock market enthusiasts, it's your boy Jerremy Alexander Newsome, your cerebral pyromaniac. I'm ready to get your brain fired up with this edition of a real life trading video. Enjoy. Thanks so much for watching. You rock. Hey traders from around the world, what's going on? It's me. I trust you're doing superb. It's your Friday. Real life stock review. Welcome to Friday, and an interesting Friday because it is also the last trading day of September. That's right, we're done, we're through, it's finished, and the SPY most likely will end with a pretty interesting and slightly boring sideways inside week, kind of bearish spinning top. Which says to me at this juncture we could, and most likely will, probably dip again in October and then bounce. That's, I don't think necessarily worst case scenario, but most likely kind of worst case scenario. I mean, worst case scenario would probably be a trade down to here and a bounce on the weekly. But again, right now the trend is still bullish, and I would expect and anticipate some higher highs. Since the monthly chart's going to end, this is the monthly candle of September. So keep that in mind. Next Monday, you're going to get brand new months, brand new candles. Next Monday is going to be a really interesting day for gaps. And next Monday is also Mentorship Monday at Real Life Trading. That'll be exciting as always. So anyway, a little bit of a high wave candle. We made a new high. We got the S-curve at the beginning of the year, right, with that beautiful little move right here. And from this point, just expecting maybe something like that, and then again some higher moves, most likely on this ETF. All right, that's the SPY. Here's the Qs and the Qs. This is the monthly chart, inside month for September. Here's the week, and the week we have a little bit of a bullish engulfing candle at the moment. Last week was a high wave candle. And the daily, for the most part, not bad. Kind of an inside day. Still looks a little bit more bullish than anything. Got two bullish candles in a row. So I'm assuming, again, October we probably continue higher, but we might have 1 or 2 days of quick selling and then a continuation higher overall. Didn't have tons of requests for today's review. So what I'll do is I'll hop over to, you guessed it, this bad boy, and we will look at some results from some other real life traders. This was, again, the end of the month, so we always like posting our results, the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, and do our absolute best to learn from it. So we're going to start with Mr. Ward. So Mr. Michael Ward, him and I spoke a little bit yesterday. So he says he's down for the day on, down for the month on swing trades and day trades. He's going to be working really hard on battling back, and him and I will stay in contact and make sure that he progresses and grows and gets stronger. So even though he's losing, most of the losses that traders are posting are small losses, and that is definitely a good thing. So Brian says, rough month, all day trades, 3 R's. Hey, not bad at all. Camilo says, humbled to be up, 5+ R's this month. The end has been rough. So, I mean, September was an interesting challenge for some traders for sure. September was a good month for me. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely an interesting event without question. August says, no trades for me today. 17 day trades in September, up 7 R's. Rock on, real lifers. Nice job, August. And then here's Jeffrey saying, August crushing September. My boy Thomas Wong over there in California. This was a great month for me. 21.26 R's. What's exciting is those 26 R's mean that I made more trading this month than I did at my day job. Oh yeah, that's got to feel good. Here's your boy knocking out those double digits, 10.89 for the month. My girl Angela at 5 R's for the month. My boy Bob, 2.9. Said several more R's unrealized that will carry over into October. A lot of small losses and small gains this month. It was a bit of a grind. It was a bit of a grind, and some months are like that. That's why I always encourage traders to make sure you have other streams of income, other things that you can do, other ways that you can grow yourself and grow your bank account. So Frank, he's losing small. The good news is he had 2 R's from July and 2 R's from August, so he's break even, but down. But again, when you're break even, that gives you tons of time and launch pads from which to grow, because if you're learning and you're just not spending a lot of money, or better yet, you're not losing tons doing something incorrectly, that gives you a lot of opportunities in which to grow. Jim had a really good post. His net for the gain for the month, 2.6 Rs. Mike didn't want to count any chickens, so he'll let us know in about 2 minutes. Robert Falco got 4.2 Rs this month. Fabian down 2.07 Rs this particular month. Great job, Fabian, losing small. My boy Joshua Jackson, 2 Rs. But anyway, there's a lot of good results. Congratulations. There's Tim. There's Julian. A lot of profitable traders. A lot of great stuff. And, man, just absolutely loving it. Oh, here's Kristen. End of day, end of month. Just want to say to all the real life long-term members and newbies, huge thank you. This was a goal-reaching month for me, physically, mentally, and financially. Yeah. Awesome stuff. Kristen, she was there at the Real Life Trading Retreat. Just an amazing time. Feeling so refreshed, feeling so happy. Another month in the books. Team, very well done. Let's go look at some stocks. Square made big news today because Square hitting those triple-digit marks. That $100 mark, Square making its moves, making those money moves, hashtag Cardi B. A lot of real life traders got some put sales on Square, and many of those traders sold those put sales down here. Shout out to my buddy Richard Slonsky, who is just smashing his portfolio with some Square shares as well. He's been in for a bit. Square, most likely from here, will just continue to slowly creep higher. Definitely one of the traders' most profitable stocks here at Real Life Trading for really the last 2 years. So anyway, at this particular point, I mean, you're making a new all-time high, good trend. Here's the hourly chart. So if you're playing Square, pull up the hourly and look to buy the dips, right? Bounce off the 10 a few times, look to buy off the 10, and the next would be the 50. Yeah, trend will continue on Square, most likely. Speaking of continue, NVIDIA, phenomenal, superb, deliciously delectable bullish gap and go on NVIDIA today. Very nice move. Look at this S-curve. And I was mentioning in the trading room the other day, this is really one of my favorite patterns is when you get an S-curve and then a gap action out of that curve, either for a bull or a bear, right? So if I get something like this and I get this and then it gaps down, kind of like Tesla's doing today, we're going to look at that in just a moment. Those usually have pretty good follow-throughs. So with NVIDIA, I like this volume, I like this gap, I like the overall trend. If I had shares of NVIDIA or longer term calls, which I don't, but if I did, I would certainly be holding those for a while. And if you're not in NVIDIA, I would really keep an eye on a pullback because I just like this gap, I like the volume, I like the location, and I would expect that one to go a little bit higher. AMD had a nice pullback today, right down to the 20 EMA on the daily. Still a strong trend for sure. This is most likely a wave 4, and we're going to hang out here for a little bit. Earnings are in late October, and my late 2018 target is 38.13. So I think if you can get AMD for a little bit of a cheaper price, I think that makes a lot of sense, but that overall trend looks pretty. Here's Apple, ticker symbol AAPL. Apple, cute inside day candle. Looking nice, great gap yesterday. In fact, that was a gap that numerous traders made either an R, 2 Rs, 1.5 Rs. That was pretty nice move, good gap on Apple. I like it a lot. So we have that. And then I think that's going to continue most likely. Facebook kind of doing some weird stuff today with some more security issues coming out on Facebook. But for the most part, the weekly chart, if I had all my drawings, still closing bullish, definitely a little bit of an upper shadow, and you're still working on bouncing off of that 100 simple on a weekly chart. So that's important to know. We still haven't closed below there. And now the low of this week and the open of this week are almost the same. So again, we get a close below 160 or 159. That'll have a little bit of bearish sentiment on Facebook, most likely. Ticker symbol MU for Micron Technology. So MU inside week as well. That one's just pretty much hanging out. You know, here's the daily chart. So it's at 45.23. A few traders got put some shares on MU with a 45 put sale, and then now doing a $53 covered call for October on Micron Technology. Yep. So here's some swing trades that we carried over from September into October, and there's 4 real life trading official trades. So here's Macy's. Remove the U, and you got Macy's. Let me just hide this really quick. So kind of like a pennant pattern, a little bit of a congestion. You got bullish volume coming in for the bullish days. So there's a bullish volume, there's bullish volume, and today had a little bit of a bullish volume. but we are making lower lows and lower highs, and you did have a really nice bearish gap from here. So I'm just kind of holding strong with that particular weekly options trade from the newsletter. Moving averages still look a little bit weak. We're below them all. The weekly chart made a lower low and lower high. We'll see. We'll see if Macy's rolls down. At this point, we've increased our stop, so hopefully we don't lose on that one. But it's always possible. Shopify, take example, SHOP, hanging out. Triggered into Shopify, breaking out of this pennant pattern and breaking out of an inside day candle from yesterday. Stops below the 10. We'll see if she continues to bounce off of that. It may or may not. If it doesn't, which is fine, but if it doesn't, I'll look to likely get back into Shopify, probably down here around 158. So if I do get stopped out, or if we do get stopped out, which is certainly possible, I mean, that's 50% chance of that occurring. If we do get stopped out in Shopify, especially down at 158, we'll probably just look to get back in. But this really was a sensational pennant pattern right here, and you're going with the trend. Here's the weekly chart. You got an inside bullish week, 3 white candles in a row. So we might get more resting next week, and then maybe Shopify continues a little bit higher. Here's another one. It was FireEye, F-E-Y-E. And FireEye still looks pretty good at break even right now, but I do like the bullish volume spikes down here. I like the fact that we're above all the moving averages. You had yourself a bullish gap and go on the 21st of September. You had a gap down. You had a bullish gap and go again. So this was actually a battalion of soldiers pattern right here. 21st, 24th, and 25th, triggered in on the 25th. Now you have a rest after battle pattern. I like FireEye a lot. Well, I mean, we're in it. We'll see if it can continue higher and kind of do from there. And we had Dropbox, but we canceled this one. Also posted this in TradingView. Might reopen it with a little bit of a different number, perhaps, right? Maybe lowering the stop some. But Dropbox, keep an eye on Dropbox to potentially bounce down here, but the risk reward into the 50 is not going to get as good. Now that we're going to do that, we're going to have to make it a little bit lighter. So probably just end up canceling it. I'll watch it for a day trade maybe on Monday. I think that would be nice if it gaps up on Monday. That could be a fun day trade. In fact, let me just go ahead and write that down. Monday, Dropbox morning. All right, so I'll watch that Monday morning for Mentorship Monday, see if we get a good gap on Dropbox, just because I like the little move right here, a little S-curve possibility. Anyway, that's doing its thing. And here's Salesforce, CRM. Salesforce down a little bit. You had some congestion and some sideways movement on Salesforce. Last 3 days had some news with the, with Apple coming out on Salesforce, and that may or may not help. I'm not entirely sure. Doesn't look like it's helpful right now, and we'll just see if it continues higher. I mean, here's the hourly chart, and the hourly chart looks pretty okay. Got the 50 kind of propping it up. Got 3 more weeks left on that particular option. So really just kind of playing the breakout from this candle right here, just because I thought that that was the S-curve, resting candle, and we'll see if it was going to pop. Got a good gap yesterday as well. We'll see. So 2 option trades out there. And as far as option selling is concerned, nothing expiring today. Only option sales at the present moment are 3D. That is $14 put sale. And then HK $5 covered call expiring in October. See if that one's going to expire worthless. And then if it does, which it probably will, we'll see if HK gets a chance to bounce or chop around or do whatever the heck it's going to do. And then hopefully if it breaks out at some point, that'd be nice. But it's taking its sweet time to do anything amazing. And of course, couldn't go today without talking about Tesla. Fortunately or unfortunately for some people, it kind of depends. Definitely was a very gnarly gap on Tesla. And I do kind of think it's going to go a little bit lower, honestly. This move right here, I mean, that's the S-curve that I just drew, and it's a pretty sizable gap down, trapping a lot of people today. Now, most of the real-life traders were playing this one with gloves, safety gloves, and safety glasses. So the real-life traders who are in here, we're selling volatility on Tesla, but we're doing it very far away. My buddy Scott over there in San Diego has a 175 for November. Most of us real-life traders did somewhere around the 115 or lower mark for November or later. So this 140 at 100, that's 164 points away. Not saying it can't get down there. But over the next 2 months, that would be just an absolutely horrific sell-off if Tesla got to 100. And if it did, I'd probably be okay actually owning the shares at 100 since it was at 380 just 4 weeks ago. And that would be breaking the 100, the 200 simple on a weekly chart, which we are down there at this particular point in time. It'd be below this pivot. It'd be all the way, it'd even be below the pivot back from 2013. I think it's pretty safe to sell volatility down here, but I mean, hey, anything is possible in the stock market. Here's the monthly chart. And the monthly chart, we're actually hitting the 50 EMA on a monthly as well. So as crazy bearish as the news is, you do have a little bit of a high wave candle. And here's the hourly chart on Tesla. And if you turn the extended hours on, you'll see that it did kind of break the pre-market low and then retest it. So if we start trading sideways for 2 or 3 days, something like this, 2 or 3 days, 2 or 3 hours, and start breaking down, I would expect Tesla to go a little bit lower. I think that is certainly plausible. I'll be watching Tesla as neutral as possible. I know that sounds crazy, but at this level, I'm also not afraid of a bullish move, you know, bouncing off those moving averages. We will see. I think most people expect Tesla to go lower, and the market very rarely does, especially if everyone expects it. So yeah, nice little afternoon sell-off. Didn't get a chance to play that one, just was, I guess, too patient, too conservative. Really, the warning signal was for the bulls was when this candle came in and then got immediately rejected 3 candles later, and you got that super small candle right there. That's how I should have played Tesla with puts late in the day. I guess I just had to, I don't know, I guess I was just chicken. I was chicken. It's pretty much what it was. So anyway, Tesla, that's what we got on that particular stock. Watching it, I do think it could go lower, especially if it trades sideways 1 or 2 days and then breaks down. But it could also go higher because there's tons of moving averages down here. A lot of people are going to be buying it. And, I mean, it's been down here before and bounced with bad news. So, you know, time will tell. Anyway, that's my review for today. Thank you so much for watching. Next week, we have some webinars. Make sure to check your email inboxes for those. I'll send out some reminders next week. But until then, my friends, remember, love life, live life, and trade it. You rock.